Hi, my name is Allison. I started this channel in June, and it's grown quite a lot for being so new. I want to talk about what this channel is, what my goals are, and what you're going to see from me going forward. This channel is a BookTube video essay channel. I'm aware that most BookTube channels are not video essay channels. I'm also aware that many channels that do belong in that space are oftentimes fueled by rage and negativity, and they feel very reactionary. Like something happens and we all have to make tons of content about the newest thing. I won't shy away from topics that I feel like are relevant and I feel like could use some analysis, but I generally make very nuanced, more challenging arguments. So if you just want someone who has a different perspective, I tend to. One comment I had recently was asking me if I actually ever talk about books or if I just talk about annoying people online. As a video essay channel, I don't as directly talk about books, but I kind of have two buckets that I want most of my video essays to go in. One is commentary on actual books, genres, themes, things that happen in books, and the other one is talking about the reading space online. Now, if you don't like the ones about the reading space online, don't click on them. It's okay. I think that there's value to both, though, and I will kind of talk about that in a second. I will say if I front-loaded some of those reading community discussions, it's partially because when you are a really small channel, you have to do something to gain a little bit of traction. If you look really close at my channel, you'll notice that I have done both types of essays. Going forward, my plan is to do about 60 to 70% more directly on books, genres, themes, authors, things like that, and 30 to 40% on the online book community and on the online reading space. I think there's value to both, but I do want to lean a little bit more towards book commentary, even if I'm not doing direct book reviews. I also want to defend the existence of a channel like this in the first place. I'm not trying to reinvent or redefine BookTube. I think that there's so many wonderful things that already exist within the idea of the niche. That being said, I think that there's a value to this. If you haven't noticed yet, we're in a very politically and economically tumultuous time, and it's really hard to have conversations. And I do think that we're underutilizing spaces like this to have conversations from a diverse group of people. If I were to use some of the skills that I have developed in my life and some of the skills that I'm developing now to create something like a political commentary channel, I am pretty confident that very, very quickly, all of the people who are listening to me would look and think like me, and we would develop an echo chamber right away. Doing cultural commentary in a space like this lets more people join the conversation because it doesn't feel quite as important in a way, which is ironic. But because it feels less important, the conversations become very important. When we're discussing books and things related to books, we're also discussing culture and what culture should be. And we've had so many of those sort of comments and discussions underneath my videos already. And I'm actually very grateful and happy to see that, at least on a surface level, it doesn't seem like I formed a complete echo chamber. This channel has a following that's it's very close. It's about 50% women, 50% men, and it has a very wide age range as well. I haven't quite reached the 18-year-olds. I don't think I will. But regardless, I think that these discussions can do something. I do engage with people who disagree with me at a much higher rate than I think the average person does, and I think that there is value to that as long as it stays in sort of a respectful realm. So to those of you who have commented on my videos and have said, I love your style, I don't agree with everything you say, but I like what you're doing and I like to be here, I'm so happy, and I'm so happy we can have those conversations and disagree. That being said, I don't need personal attacks, so if you tell me I'm ugly in the comments, I will probably delete that one. Some people have also started to ask me, are you also going to do like general BookTube content? Am I ever going to see a TBR from you? When I started my channel, I actually gave myself a rule that I wasn't going to do those types of videos for the sole purpose of forcing creativity. I wanted to see what I could do if I limited my scope. And I still plan to make this a video essay channel. That being said, since there is a little bit of an increasing demand to see what I'm actually reading, I will start doing a little bit of general BookTube content. I'll probably post my first TBR video in November, and It will be like low effort videos, to be honest. Like I'll probably just shoot, talk about books, and upload it. But if you're interested in that side of my reading life, I will put that up here as well. To be honest, though, I think it's so funny because if I had started with only doing that, I don't think that many of you would be here. And it's interesting that we oftentimes say that we want content more directly related to books with fewer layers in between. But when it comes down to it, that's not always what we click on. And to those of you who subscribed early on for some of my early experimental book history content or videos, I'm going to do those too. We don't have to do everything just to appeal to the widest audience and for the algorithm. If you liked any of that nerdy stuff, it's very niche and only so many of us will be involved in that section of my channel, but I'll do that occasionally too, probably at least once a month. Thanks for the early support. I've gotten like 500 subscribers in the last week, which is insane for a brand new baby channel, so thank you. Just so you know, I am not running out of ideas anytime soon. I have a huge backlog, and I'm not going to have to start relying on just being reactionary to everything. There is so much to come, so stay tuned, I guess, and have conversations in the comments, because that is one of the main purposes of this channel.